Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome this morning to the wake up call. It's going to be a great morning. I hope that you're ready for some good information. I hope maybe I can help somebody today uh, change something in their life to create more income in their life. So glad that you came to watch today. We were out yesterday. We had a doctor's appointment with our regular physician with Nathan, and Nathan is doing good. He's just he doesn't like going to the doctor at all. So, anyways, we are taking some precautions, and the Lord is moving, and we're grateful for that. Glad that you're all on here. Gail, Lisa Underhill. Hey, Lisa. Hey, girl. What's going on, girl? Gail, God bless you. All of you who are jumping on here, invite your friends. They ought to be on this today because today we're going to talk about low cost to no cost side hustles that a believer in Jesus can start today, this week, and make some money. Now, you may say, well, Brother John, I don't know what I could do. I mean, let me tell you something. I have come across a lot of people who have made a lot of excuses about why they couldn't do something. They don't have any money, they don't have any time, or all of that. And then I look at them and they're watching TV and playing games on their phones and different things like that. And they all, it's just their life is full of excuses. And excuses will keep you from prospering. It will. And so I have often said, and some of the number one things people say to me is, John, I need to make more money. What can I do? I have people that ask me about it all the time. What can I do to make more cash? What can I do to improve my financial situation? Well, if you go to church, you're not going to hear too many pastors talk about things like this. And they'll say, well, we talk, we're not going to talk about things. That's carnal stuff and all of that. But then the next week they get up and ask people to give to the building fund. I need to move this chair a little bit. There we go. Now I'm better. They want you to give to the building fund and every missionary it comes through and all of that. And some of you are already stretched to the hilt and you got more month than you do money. A lot of times, more people are living off of credit cards and loans and everything else than ever before. And it's a trap. It's a trap in the system. And so people are asking all the time, what can I do? Well, if you're really serious about changing your financial outcome, you're going to have to work one of the 4 ways that finances and money comes into your hand. A lot of people, like I said, church pastors don't want to talk about stuff like this. They their whole deal is if you'll just give more, God will bless you more. And that is true to a certain extent. The Bible said if we sow richly, we'll reap richly. If we sow bountifully, we reap bountifully. If we sow, if we don't sow, or we don't sow a lot, we don't reap a lot. This is 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians 9. So there is an aspect of giving and receiving, but it's not the only way finances come to you. Money comes to your life one of 4 ways. Write this down, and then I'm going to get into how you can, what side hustle, what can you do today to start changing your financial outcome. Now, I'm an expert in this subject. This is not I just didn't sit around and come up with this just all, you know. Uh, I have done these things. I've done a lot of these things and still do a lot of these things. But money comes to you four ways. Number one, money comes to you through giving and receiving. Secondly, it comes to you through the word nobody wants to talk about, which is work. Work produces income in your life. So you have giving and receiving, you have work. Secondly, is investment and return. You invest money in something and you hope for, you believe for, you're going to get a return on your investment. And fourthly, is ideas, concepts, and insights, or starting a business. God gives you an idea, you start a business, or you start some type of side hustle, whatever it could be. God gives you an idea of what to do, and you do that, and God blesses you through that avenue. So that's the four ways that money comes to you. It comes through giving and receiving, work, investment and return, and ideas concepts, gives you a business idea, something along that line. And that comes to your life that way. Now, starting a business to some people is kind of scary. But I was always a person who didn't, number one, I don't play well with others. The idea of having somebody dumber than me tell me what to do. It's never been something that I wanted on my radar. But I always knew growing up, I mean, I had a job like everybody else when I first I had actually two or three. My first job in the public was at the Dairy Queen here in Fairfield. Years and years and years. When I was 16 years old, I started to work at the Dairy Queen as a cook there. And about 2 or 3 weeks in, the head cook, Lillian Brackens, bless her heart, she was a sweet lady, very nice to me. Lillian broke her ankle. And when she did, I was fastly promoted to the head cook. And we didn't have any other people applying and nobody coming in. And I ended up working double shifts, 12 to 14 hour shifts all week long. I mean, I was going like crazy. But it didn't bother me because I was getting paid like crazy. But on top of that, I also had about 5 or 6 yards that I was mowing and keeping up on our street over there. So I'm working at the Dairy Queen and I'm also doing yards as well. Then after I quit working at the Dairy Queen, I started working one summer at the Western Auto here in town. I worked there, and I also kept up my yards there. And then later on, I was at one time the youngest manager in the Texas Burger Dairy Palace Corporation. Texas Burger, right next door to Dairy Queen, owned by a fine Christian man by the name of Carter. Last name's Carter. James Otis Carter. And he's a very successful man, loved God, and just a fine fella. And I quickly rose up through the ranks and became the manager of that store. And then I went to another store over in Marlin, the hellhole of America. And it's a terrible place, terrible. Anyways, actually, my great-great-grandfather was murdered in Marlin. But I went over there, and it was for a store that we were closing down, so I went over there to help shut it down and clean everything up and all of that, and then came back over here. And then I was so good in the food industry that I was going to move to Canton, Texas, where they have the big Canton Trade Days. And I was going to become one of the managers at the Dairy Palace restaurant, which was part of it was a franchise of the Dairy Palace Texas Burger Corporation. I was going there to be one of the managers there when 3 days before I was going to go, I had an accident, broke my both bones in my right leg and dislocated my foot. I had to have a lot of surgery. I couldn't stand it for a long period of time. Laid on my back with my foot in the air, my leg in the air for a long time, several months. And anyway, so that ended that. And during that time, because I was not able to get out and do hardly anything, I got to the place where I could drive with the cast I had on and that sort of thing. So, I went to church and stuff like that, but work was out of the question. I spent a lot of time in the Bible and read and took notes and studied and all that sort of thing and got prepared for the next phase of my life, which was Bible school. And, but during that anytime even though I was working a job in the secular world, I always had my own little side hustle, cutting grass. Right? And you didn't have to have a whole lot. You could have 5, 6, 7 yards. That's what I kept up all the time. And, I only had I only had one yard. The ladies just couldn't pay any more than about $7 for at that time. And that's in the house that Rob and Rebecca Warren live in now. There was 2 old ladies that lived there, 2 old maids. I think they were old maids, never been married, lived there. And they were on fixed incomes and they just couldn't do more than $7. So I mowed their yard for $7 to help them out. But I cut everybody's grass around on our street. So on average, I was making, another $70 or $80 a week at that time, because you didn't get a whole lot for yards. For the yards I was doing on the street there, plus working at whether it was Dairy Queen or Texas Burger or Western Auto, wherever. I was a lot skinnier then. I rode a bicycle pretty much. Even when I had a car, I rode a bicycle a lot. And so I've always had some kind of side hustle of some sort in addition to whatever work I was doing. Now, that was even later on as I had full-time pastorates. When I was in Lake Village, Arkansas, and I was in West Monroe, Louisiana, they were full-time pastorates. But even then, I had side hustles. Now, I've always been a good painter. I can paint, and I'm very fast at it. What you see here is all work I've done here. I'm fast at it. I'm good at it. And I've always enjoyed painting. I like to look back, and I just painted a big office right over here in a record amount of time. Big office, probably 1,500 square feet. And big walls, tall walls. Knock that out. I enjoy it quite a bit. I enjoy building things. I've been doing that for a long time too. But every place I've ever been, some places I've had more than one side hustle. And if you can call them that, it should have been called survive hustle because that's what it was. They're trying to survive. So I have started several businesses, and a lot of them with no money whatsoever. And I've told people, I said, you could probably drop me off in a town somewhere, and by the end of the day, I could probably make $500 by the end of the day. And just because, number one, I have sales skills. And I tell people all the time, people say, well, I hate sales and being so. You're selling something every day, whether you realize it or not. Jared Clyers used to say he was a fertilizer salesman, and when he got into comedy, they thought he was still in that business. But anyways, maybe you'll catch up to that. So I have started all kinds of things where I've made extra money doing something. I run a carpet cleaning business one time for a guy in our church. I went out and did that along with pastor in the church. I always was doing something to make some extra money. And so I've always been entrepreneurial. And I think everybody ought to be entrepreneurial to some degree. Some people say, I don't think everybody can be. Not everybody can do it just simply because they don't have the fortitude and they don't have the ability to self-start. They like sleep too much. And they sleep all the time and complain all the time about what they don't have, but they sleep all the time. They're on their phones all the time. They're on computers all the time, doing nothing that's productive. And then they'll go, I wish we had this could get fixed or that I wished I had this or that. And they do that all the time, but yet their routine and their habits don't show that that's something that they could do. And so I thought, well, a lot of pastors are never going to talk about this. They're going to ask you for money and tell you to give in the offering and pay your tithes and do all of those things that you should do, I think. But they will not tell you, they're not going to talk to you about how to do these things here. See, if you don't know something, don't just give up and not talk about it. Find somebody who does know about it and bring them in to do it. There's most pastors, they don't know anything about finances other than how to manage maybe their personal finances and a little bit of the church finances, but they don't know anything about investments. They don't know anything about how to protect their investments and their finances. So what do? You find people who do know, and you bring those people in to teach. We have done that here recently. We had a guy still going. As a matter of fact, it's still rolling. I'm getting emails almost every day. But I brought a fellow in here a few weeks ago named Tommy. I brought Tommy in and hooked Tommy up with some folks. And that thing snowballed. We've probably reached a couple hundred people. We had several seminars in 1 week. Some had 30, 40 people at each seminar. And then we have one that was online. It was about 100 something on that one. And just teach them how to protect their finances, how to protect their life, their children. What can they do to preserve their wealth and create a legacy that's lasting long after they're gone? Now, like I said, some pastors are not going to talk about things like this because it's number one, it's maybe out of their wheelhouse. They don't think it's very spiritual. They know people kind of get weirded out when you talk about money, but you shouldn't, because it makes the world go round. You've got to have finances in order to do things. The same pastor that won't talk about this is the same guy that asks you to give extra to missions. Well, you cannot give extra to anything if you don't have extra to give. You've got to have an abundance in your life in order to be able to give and to bless and to forward the gospel, missions, whatever it may be. That's why it said, he that soweth abundantly reaps abundantly. He that soweth sparingly reaps sparingly. And then it says this, and God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that you being sufficient in everything may be able to abound unto every good work. Now, wouldn't it be awesome that if a missionary came or ministry came through or an opportunity to buy Bibles or start a school in another country or something came up and they said, well, it's going to cost $50,000, and you jumped up and said, I can give half of that or I can give all of it. Wouldn't that be cool? Now, you might be going, oh, Brother John, that would just be a dream of mine. Well, you can turn your dreams into reality. And it's not hard. You just got to have the desire to get up and be diligent about it. And so I'm going to share some things with you today. I think I have maybe 10 or 12 side hustles here, 10 or 12 things that you can do to make the fastest cash down to how you can make recurring cash income. And so I'm going to share some of those things with you. And like I said, some of these things I have done myself. So if you got a pen and a paper, write this stuff down. If you can't get it while I'm talking, come back and watch the video. It's important. I'm going to give you these side hustles. These are things I know will make you money and will help you. And you may say, now you may go, how much can I, everybody wants to know how much can I, that's completely up to you. You can make an extra 100 a week. You can make an extra 100 every 2 days. You can make an extra 100 a month. My question is to you is, and I would encourage you to do this right now, what figure, what amount of money, write it down on a piece of paper, would be life-changing to you. It would help you so much if you had this extra amount of money. If let's say it was $500 or $1,000 extra a month, would that change your life? And you may go, oh, yeah, Brother John, if I just had $500 extra more, $1,000 extra more a month, it would change my life. It would just be so much better, so much different. Oh, well, it can, and you can do it. And you can do this regardless of your age. Now, there are some things that if you're older and maybe a little more, you don't have the physical ability maybe to do something. I understand that, but there are things that I'm going to tell you about here that doesn't require any of that. And so now some of you will go, but Brother John, I'm 75, I'm 80 years old, I'm 85 years old. There's some watching there that I don't know if I can do anything. Well, you know what you can do and what you think you might can do and how you can help somebody. And you may be completely satisfied, well taken care of here in your older age and you're cruising toward the finish line. I understand that. There's a whole lot of us here that the finish line is way off. And so I want to help you cross the finish line of your life stronger than ever before and having more than you've ever had before. So let's begin to talk. Write these things down. Here's some side hustles that you can be doing right now. And the first one is kind of, the first one is a broad term. It's a broad phrase with several things that can be under it, but they are the fastest, I think, way to cash. So here they are. Number one, write this down. Number one, fastest side hustles, fastest way to cash are, write this down, local service hustles. Local service hustles. Now you may say, well, what in the world is a local service hustle? Well, number one, they're the easiest to start. You can start them today and you can get paid quickly. So what are those things? What are those things? I'm going to give you 5. And out of these 5, I can tell you that I or some member of my family have pretty much done all of these in some form or fashion. All right, here they are. Number one is house cleaning. Now then, if your house is not clean, I would tell you clean your house first and then go clean somebody else's. But house cleaning, and just cleaning in general. I've got several friends who started house cleaning businesses. They're very good at it. They're prospering while they're doing it. One of them, Tanya Lindsay, right here in town, our friend Tanya. What does she call it? Tidy Tanya, the Queen of Clean, or something like that. She's got a little phrase that she does. And she's got some good houses. She's keeping those houses up and doing a great job doing it. So house cleaning is awesome thing to do, particularly ladies, but there are some men. I'm very good at it. I could do it myself. I enjoy doing it. My friend Rob Ransom, who cleans our office and stuff here, he took a cleaning business over from his uncle, and it was not very big, had a couple of accounts, but now he's grown that thing to where he is super, super busy. He's out hustling every day, getting new clients in the door, and he's producing a good income cleaning houses, churches, buildings like this. And we put him on a monthly retainer for him to come clean every Friday. Comes in, texts me and says, hey, it's done. I come in, it's done. Like he says, takes out the trash, mops the floors, all of that sort of thing. House cleaning. So You could be doing that. You may say, well, I don't want to get into a full-time house. Well, you don't have to. What if you cleaned 3 houses a week and you did it on one day and you made $150 that day for cleaning 3 houses? That's $50 a house. You made $150. That would be $300 every 2 weeks, $600 extra per month. Just by cleaning 3 houses, you could change your income $600. Maybe you take the $600 and you put it as an extra payment on your car and pay your car off. Or you put it in an investment account and let it grow. Just from house cleaning, 3 houses a month, extra $600. 3 houses a week. Do them in one day, $50 each house, extra $600 a month. That is $7,200 per year extra income. The next one is closely related to it is yard work and lawn mowing. Now, this is right up my alley. My friend Erie Winkler and I have talked about it 100 times that we would slow down in our life from the work we're doing now and just cut grass. Because we both enjoy cutting grass. We both have big commercial riding mowers. We got commercial weed eaters and blowers and all of that sort of stuff. We got trailers to haul it all on. And I love cutting grass. And so same with, now you can actually make a little bit more money if you've already got a lawnmower. You're in good shape. There's no investment needed. But if you wanted to get serious about it, I have friends that take home for themselves, all right, for themselves, $150,000 a year in income for their family off of yard work, lawn mowing, getting contracts with people to keep their yards up. During the wintertime, they're raking, keeping the flower beds cleaned out, keeping the leaves out, keeping the yards looking nice during the wintertime. They put them on a contract, recurring monthly income. You can do this. So yard work and lawn mowing, it's awesome. I love that. I know I could build a full-time yard and lawn business in a short period of time myself. I know you could do the same thing, but let's just look at it from the standpoint of the same as a house cleaning. You get 3 yards a week, or let's just say 5 yards a week. You get 5 yards. I can mow 5 yards in one day, easy. And so you get 5 yards a week at $40 a yard. That's not out of the ballpark. So 5 yards a week at $40 a yard. So that's $200 a week for 5 yards. You do $200 a week. That is $800 extra per month in income with very little expense. With very little, my zero turn mower, I have a big Ferris mower, holds probably 3 gallons of gas, and I can cut 4 normal size yards easy on 4 gallons of gas. So 4 yards, if I made $50 a yard, that would be $200 that I would make minus the 3 gallons of gas at right now, let's say $3, or let's just say $4 for gas and your oil and that sort of thing, any expense on the mower. So 4 times 3 is $12. So 200 minus 12 is 188. You're profiting $188 just for mowing 4 yards and making $50 a yard. The next thing on the list is junk removal. If you've got a truck and a trailer already, or even just a truck, you can advertise on Facebook Marketplace and probably stay busy all week long just picking up people's stuff and hauling it to the dump for them. Now, what you got to do, and we got funny things goes on with the dump around here. You got, number one, find out when the dump is open. What's their dumping policies? What times is it open? You need to be there. What's the cost of it per load, and that sort of thing. So you're going to have some cost involved with that, and you got to call the local dump there. and find out, where to take things and all of that and schedules and all. But junk removal, good gracious alive. I know people that go around, they may go to somebody's house and remove a small trailer load of junk for a couple $100, and they could do that every day, all day, because people are constantly needing that sort of thing done. And so junk removal. Here's one of my favorites, and I love this one. This can actually be done with, if you do it right, you can do it with no money. Well, I say no money. You're probably going to have maybe $20. Well, let's say $50. You could start this one with $50 to $100, and you can make all of that back in one day, and be well on your way easy. And that is pressure washing. Pressure washing. I love pressure washing. Now, I have 2 pressure washers, actually 3. One's on the fritz. Thinking about getting it fixed. I don't know. I've had it for a long time, but I have 2 pressure washers. I have one gas one and one electric one. Now, the electric one only cost $140. The gas one was like $400. But the electric one, mine, it puts out like 2,500 psi. It's almost as strong as a gas powered one. I bought it off of Amazon for $140. My son told me about it. Came with a hose, the wand, the tips, and a real long power cord. And simple to get an extra power cord if you need it. But it's actually my go-to. I used it Sunday afternoon. I rinsed off my mama's carport and all of that in a matter of a few minutes. I hooked the hose up, plugged it in. It doesn't make any big noise like, the gas-powered ones are making noise all the time. And it came also with a foam cannon. So you put some soap and bleach inside the foam cannon and you soap up the house or whatever you're washing down. The car, you can actually go around and wash cars for people with these things. Use to put the soap on there and then rinse it off. And you may say, well, what if I go someplace that doesn't have power? Well, you get you a small generator, and you can buy one of those cheap these days. Small generator. They also have battery-powered pressure washers. Now, you can buy a battery-powered pressure washer. Just charge it up. That drops over into a 5-gallon bucket, and you can wash the average car with 1 or 2 5-gallon buckets. You can drop that over into the 5-gallon bucket and wash the car with it, and use a foam cannon on it as well. It'll blow soap all over the vehicle and rinse it off. And you don't have to charge a fortune. People will pay you $25, $30 just to come rinse the dirt off their car and use a little soap and dry it off with a chamois or with a towel or something along that line. Now that leads to and houses are even better. You can, if you've got, let's say, $500 to get started, you can get you a pressure washer, and then you can get you a thing that attaches to the one that cleans surfaces like carports and driveways real easy that you push along. It's on wheels. I have a small one made by Ryobi. They make bigger ones with handles and wheels on it. You push like a lawnmower and will clean surfaces like that. Well, people will pay you to clean their driveways and sidewalks. Businesses will pay you you should come and see around our building right here. I did this building here where I cleaned off all the sidewalks, how clean it got. People were blown away about how good it was. It just, and I rinse off the awnings and different things, rinse off the windows and all of that. It's a simple job, and you can get going, and people will pay you, and you can set them up on recurring to come back, say, every 6 months and wash their house off and rinse their driveways and sidewalks off. Pressure washing. Then that leads into mobile car detailing. I like car detailing. Again, you can use a pressure washer, an electric one, a gas-powered one, or whatever. You can wash the cars off. I went to Harbor Freight, and I bought the biggest, what do you call it, wet dry vac that they had. And it's got like tons of suction. It's a Bauer. It's like 16 gallon. It's enormous with big bags in it. And it'll do both dry and wet. And then I bought a mobile car detailing kit for vacuuming, getting pet hair and crevice and all smaller stuff. It comes with all that stuff, but it's real big and hard to use in a car. So they have this mobile kit, and it attaches to the big one. But you can get in a car, man. You can clean that thing up really, really nice, and have I want to say the big vacuum only cost me maybe $150, and then $30 for the detail kit to attach to it to really vacuum it out. And then I use both either the Armor All buckets that have all the chemicals in it, comes in one bucket, or the chemical guys. I actually have both. They have buckets with all the stuff to get you started in it for like $50. And so you make your $50 investment, maybe get you a pressure washer or whatever. Or if you do it and they trust you to drive, maybe you don't have a pressure washer or something like that, but they want it washed. You could either wash it with a hose or something there at their house, or drive it to a car wash, rinse it off, that sort of thing, and then clean it out and bring it back to them or whatever. But people will pay you $100 to $200 for a basic detail job. You're going to make it look good, wipe the seats down and all that sort of thing. But I make a little money from time to time just on people that I know let me detail their cars from time to time. I don't mind doing it, and I enjoy doing it. It's very relaxing to me. I enjoy doing it, and I really like pressure washing. So house cleaning, yard work or lawn mowing, junk removal, pressure washing, mobile car detailing are all viable, fast cash. I mean, you said, well, Brother John, I don't have a pressure washer. Well, what do? You go up to somebody and say, I can pressure wash your house here, and it'll cost $200. And you pay me $100 down and $100 when I'm done. So what do? You take that $100, you go rent the pressure washer, and you get some bleach and a pump-up sprayer, and you come back and you clean the house, collect your extra $100. You've made $100. You invested in that. You keep some of the money, set it aside so you can get your own pressure washer. Start with an electric one and then build up to the gas-powered one, and so on. So there are ways to do these things, and you can be up and going in a short period of time. I used to sell clothes out of my vehicle right here in Fairfield, and I sold a lot of it. And I had $500 when I started. The first stop I made, I sold almost everything I had, which was at a bank. And I took that, when I sold it, I went from $500, I had $1,000 in cash. I run up to Dallas, bought some more stuff, came back, sold all of that, until I was carrying $10,000 to $12,000 worth of inventory around in the back of my van, and I was doing private shopping for people right here in Fairfield, Texas. And I made a fortune. I went to Hemp Hill, Texas. My secret was go to where the towns where there is no Walmart. I went to Hemp Hill, Texas, and in one day I sold $21,000 worth of product in one day. That's how much I made that day. And then I turned around, and my friend, who was a pastor there in the town, I set him up in the business where he could do it there, and he could make the extra side hustle money himself, and I didn't have to go back over there. And we did all of that in a snowstorm, a literal ice and snowstorm. It was cold. And I made a pile of money doing that. And I did that for years. I paid for motels. I would travel around the country preaching, and I would pay for nice motels where we stayed with shirts and windsuits and socks and stuff I was carrying in my car in addition to our clothes. I would sell my way into a week's stay in a hotel, pay for food. We went to a Popeyes restaurant one night. Linda wanted some Popeyes chicken. I didn't have any cash on me or anything, but I had this container, had about 40 or 50 watches in it, and I went in there and sold $80 worth of watches, and we ate Popeyes chicken that night. And that was just a quick sell to some people inside of a Popeyes restaurant. So you can, there's no end to what you can do. You just got to be willing to do it. Be willing to hustle. That's why it's called a side hustle. It's not called a side sleeper. It's called a side hustle. You got to work. Now then, why do those things work? Number one, people already need these services. People already need lawn care. They need car care. They need pressure washer. They already need these things. So it's not a whole lot of convincing that needs to be done. People already need these services. And so if you'll get out there and get on it, you can get started pretty quick. So how do you start and start fast with something like that? Well, first you post on Facebook Marketplace and in local groups. Offer a first-time discount. Knock on 10 to 20 doors in the neighborhood. All of that can get you started in those little side hustles. And hey, if you're local around here and you want to get started and you're willing to work, I'm willing to help you because those things can make money, and I'm willing to help you get going on it. Now then, let's see, what time is it? We're on 8:15. Just getting through those things there. Let me get to the number 2. This is very beginner friendly, and it is you can end up making serious cash with this, and it's not hard, and it's something all of you are even doing right now. Are you ready? Number 2, write this down. We'll go into these others maybe tomorrow, but this is number 2. Become a social media manager. Become a social media manager. It is beginner friendly. All you're doing is managing posts for small businesses that don't know what they're doing online. Now then, if you know how to make a post on your timeline on Facebook, you can do this. And with the AI tools that are out there, you can go to Canva. Now you can do it in Google Gemini. You can do it in ChatGPT real easy. You get a $20 ChatGPT plan, and you go to ChatGPT, and let's say you're going to manage the social media for HVAC company. You can go in there and say, give me 12 posts, because you can put, that's 3 posts per week for 4 weeks, and you can schedule out 4 weeks at a time. You go in there and say, give me 12 posts about HVAC maintenance and what you need to do to keep your machine, your HVAC system clean, and Type that in there. Give me 12 Facebook posts, and then when it gives you, it'll give you 12 Facebook posts on how to keep your outside unit clean, how to keep your inside unit clean, what type of filters, all these different things it'll tell you about. Then you take those posts, and then right underneath it, you go into ChatGPT and you say to it, now create an image that relates to post number 1. And it'll create a Facebook image that will relate to that first post, and it'll be beautiful. And then you take those and download them, put them in a folder on your computer, posts for X client, March or April, whenever, and keep a folder, because you can reuse them later on for other clients that you may get. Because what I tell people is, if you want to do something and make money really fast and make consistent money, do it for a niche. And what I mean by that is just you do it for one HVAC company. Once you do it a couple of times, it becomes old hat to you, and you can do it over and over and over again without having to relearn anything or redo anything. You set up a system for just HVAC companies, and let's say you get 10 HVAC companies, or let's just say 5. You get 5 HVAC companies, and you're going to manage their social media, creating 3 to 5 posts per week. You're going to reply to comments, create an image for each one of those posts, about 12 to 15 images a month, and you're going to charge them $200 a month to manage all of that for them. Well, if you charge $200 a month and you just had 5 social media clients, well, that's an extra $1,000 a month doing what you're doing right now, posting your kitty cat videos and messages and stuff like that. You can do that for 5 people. There are 5 businesses out there, I guarantee you, that would be happy to pay you $200 a month or more just to post on their social media. And you can do it so easily. And the tools that we have now, a $20 ChatGPT account will do all of this for you to give you ideas. It'll tell you when to post, how to post, the whole 9 yards. You can be a social media manager before this day is out. You say, well, I don't want to call all those HVACs. Well, be broke and lazy for the rest of your life. Or you can get off of your duff and give it a whirl and just call somebody, because there are people out there that would be happy to pay you $200 a month to manage their social media. So it works because this small businesses don't like to do this themselves. All right, they don't want to do it themselves. It's low startup. It can be as much as $0 to $20 a month. You can use a free Canva account for most of it if you wanted to, plus your phone, and you can post from your phone. You don't even have to, or your iPad. You don't even have to have a computer. I post to social media all the time. Most of it's done from my phone. So your potential income from this, is anywhere from $200 to $1,000 a month per client. You could. It's just unreal what you could be doing, and it depends on how much they want you to post and that sort of thing. But on average, on the low end, for just general posts to keep something in their news feed and to put out information, you're looking about $200 a month per client. But if you do a lot, we have clients right now, they're paying us $1,200 to $1,400 a month just to manage their ads on there. We run their ads, we come up with the copy, we do all of that for them. So you can take this where you want to. It's simple, it's cost effective. You don't have to have a whole lot to start. And I can train you. I can train you in any of this stuff to help you get started, tell you what to say, how to say it, and position yourself and get you going and show you how to do it from the ad. There's a planner. You use Meta Business Suite. You go into there's a planner there. You get your stuff off of ChatGPT, your images, your posts, organize them. The way I do it is I have, it says post 1, then I create an image and I name that image post 1. Then there's post 2, I name that image post 2. So they coordinate and I won't get them mixed up. Then I go into the ad planner or to the calendar, the planner that plans out the post, and I post Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays of that week. I put those things in there. It's all done. I don't have to think about it the rest of the month. It's on autopilot after then. And you can, in one day, in 1 8-hour day, you can schedule 10 or 15 people's social media in 1 8-hour day for that week and be done the rest of the month. Do it in one day and you're done for the rest of the month, and make anywhere from 1,000 to if you have 5 clients and you get them up to 1,000, that's $5,000 a month. If you get them up that high with the services you're offering, you do all the work really in one day, maybe 2 at the most. So this has great potential, and it's simple to do, and you're already doing something like it. So there'd be very short, very little learning curve. Very little. Amen. I'm helping you out here. I'm helping you out. Well, we'll come to number 3 and the others tomorrow. I just want you to understand. Listen, God wants you to be blessed. He doesn't want you stressing every day about where the money's coming from and how you're going to pay the bills and all that sort of stuff. Yes, God is a provider, but he also works through people who work. The Bible said a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. You've got to become, the hand of the diligent shall prosper, Proverbs says. A person who works his land shall eat the good of it. Who tills his land and works his land and then builds a house on it. God talks about all these things in Proverbs about how that money works for us and through us. And if we are diligent about the way we work and what we do, God blesses the work of our hands. And I'm giving you some easy things to get started on. So yes, you'll have to put up a little time in the beginning, get you a few clients, talk to some people. But if you do it right, you're not going to, it's not a struggle. It's not a struggle. I guarantee you could get probably here locally, here in Fairfield alone, you could probably get 5 clients to pay you $100, $200 a month just to handle their social media and posting on that, where they don't have to do it. They're willing to pay that because what they don't want to do is let's say they've got Susie that's been handling their social media for them, and they're paying her $3,000 or $4,000 a month as an employee because she's posting to social media, but she's also doing all these other things that's more her skill set. Because it happens all the time when we have doctors call us, the office manager says, "Oh, thank God, I've been posting to Facebook for 5 years. I can't get other things done because I have to post to social media." And then I say, "Okay, we're going to take all that off your hands because we have a system in place to do that. So we don't have to spend a lot of time doing that. We have a system in place." And then they're able to concentrate on the things where they are the most benefit to that company. So that company would rather pay you $200 to $1,000 a month than to take up the time of a $3,000 to $4,000 a month employee doing something that's mediocre to them and is not best using their skills. So then you just sit back. Let's say you get 5 clients that you're making extra $1,000 a month. Man, some of you would be that would be life-changing money. An extra $1,000 a month being paid to you to handle somebody's social media. That would be life-changing money. That would pay your car off in half the time. Say your car payment was $500 a month. What if you're already making that without the $1,000 a month? But let's say you make an extra $1,000 and you're able to double your car payment. You will pay it off in under half the time. So you can do this. This is something you're already doing. You already know how to post on Facebook. And I can show you real easy how you get set up and going on there to be a social media manager. It's simple, 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 and it doesn't require rocket science. All right? Amen. Well, praise God. I hope you got a little bit so far out of this. Some of you are probably going, "Man, this sounds a little hopeful to me. I might be able to do some of this. I might be able to make a difference in my life and my family with one of these things here." And I'm going to show you some other things here that are easy to do. So easy, and you can get paid good money for doing it because people want somebody else to do it for them. You're supplying a need. You're filling a need, a gap in the market, by becoming a person who services these businesses and people who need these particular things done. And some of them are just, like I say, just dirt easy. And so I'm going to show you some more of those tomorrow. As a believer, God wants you to be blessed, so you might as well jump on board. Hallelujah. and listen tomorrow. Invite your friends. Hey, he's talking about some stuff where we can make an extra $1,000 to $10,000 a month. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And I believe if you'll put in the effort, God will bless you and you'll have more than you ever imagined. Maybe even replace your current income. Let's say you're working part-time at a job and you're making $800 a month at that job and you hate going there, you hate sitting there, you hate being there, but all of a sudden you become a social media manager or you go out and do something else where you're making $1,000, $1,500 a month. Well, you can get rid of that other job and do what you want to and have more free time. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Makes me excited. Hey, listen, we love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning on the Wake Up Calls. We continue to talk about side hustles for Christians, believers, for them to increase their income, be able to do more in the kingdom of God. I'll talk to you tomorrow right here on the Wake Up Call.